Alright, so this is episode 11 of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Season 2. A little bit of a recap on the previous episode. Kanna had a fight with Miss Kobayashi, she flew to America, made an American friend, and then she and Miss Kobayashi made up and they had a nice time together since the other two girls had left. It's the other girl's name Ilulu? Is that what it was? I currently can't remember the name of her, but I assume it's Ilulu, but I'll figure it out when I hear it. Anyways, I'm still not sure whether I'm actually going to be putting the full-length reaction on this, consider that it's going to be just the last 3 episodes. But I do have full-length reaction up on Patreon on my other anime series, if you guys are interested in that. And yeah, let's get started. God, I fucking felt that.
Every day seems to push me closer to geriatrics. I need to figure something out before I wind up bedridden, with Tohru in charge of my entire well-being. Get it out of here.
Damn, dude, fucking back problems. Look, man, ever since I turned 25, it's just, this back problem of mine has just gotten worse. It's horrible.
I've never seen so many massage devices in my entire life. Cool. What's this one do? That one looks exciting. This might be good as well.
Just buy everything.
Miss Kobayashi, what are these devices? What are you going to do with them?
Use them, obviously.
Are you sure about that? When was the last time you used this pink obscenity, huh?
I will when I'm ready.
Want me to pound you?
Want me to pound you?
Used to love to have me pound on her shoulders like this.
There's a grandma?
Does that feel good, Miss Kobayashi?
It's fine, I guess, but can you remove your jugs?
Something's on my mind that I want to talk to you about. I spend a lot of my time thinking of all the ways I'd like to service you, but I've come to realize I'm only thinking about what I want. I need to focus on your feelings and consider what it is you need most or what you would like me to do for you. So here you go! No, eat that! How is this focusing on my feelings?
Well, there is something else I noticed.
Great, what is it?
She has really bad posture in general.
What does that have to do with her lower back hurting?
That is true.
Jeez. Let me break it down for you. These humans can strain their backs by hunching over their keyboards.
They can?
She should probably buy a new chair.
What?
Oh my god, this episode's too real.
She says she doesn't want to pay for one.
Are they expensive? Is Miss Kobayashi one of those humans who buy multiples of
God.
things because she thinks it makes them cheaper?
Yep. She also buys well liquor and nurses it all night.
If she would eat my tail, she wouldn't have any back pain.
What?
Yeah,
Eating dragon tail is, solves back problems? Guess I'm going dragon hunting then. Oh my god, dude, the talks of chairs, man, last week I was looking at selections of chairs for back problems, or chairs that, like, would be good for your back and all that jazz, and, like, the one that I was looking up and I was so close to buying was, like, $600. And I'm kinda like, why am I spending $600 on a goddamn chair? But at the same time, will my back say thank you for me spending $600 on this chair?
If she would eat my tail, she wouldn't have any back pain. Whatever.
Whatever.
then her stomach would hurt.
There is
But her stomach would hurt.
that could
Have you heard the story of eating the flesh of the dead? It's said if you boil the meat in a pot while visiting the underworld, you'll become permanently trapped once you consume it.
You think I'm trying to trap her in our world? I think I'm gonna go home and revise my strategy a bit. You got this, Mr. Takia? Thanks.
Paying the bill.
I've been eating food from this world without any concerns about if I would end up stuck here. In fact, I think I'd be fine with that. But I wouldn't want to take Miss Kobayashi away from her world.
So she's concerned about the whole underworld story, okay.
Miss Kobayashi,
No means no, Tohru.
calm down. Why don't you try resting your back against it?
Oh my god.
Tohru, where have you been all my life? Wow!
So is it everything you want?
I do believe we have a winner.
Didn't even need to buy all these products. Just had a vibrating tail this whole time.
Why are your shoulders so tight? Is it because your boobs are heavy? cells and the lines of code and programming?
That they resemble each other?
There's a simple explanation for that.
It's because they were originally conceptualized and developed by mages.
Huh? What, really? I didn't know that.
Are you interested in learning more about this side of things? You've been wondering what it was that brought Tohru to our world in the first place, have you not? Would you like to know anything about what her family experienced?
Oh, her dad, yeah. I thought it was her dad, I just...
Is that Tohru's father? Wow, it's been a while. What are you doing here?
That's a picture of a dragon in the background.
Very well.
Oh, we actually get to know the fight?
The reason we fought was to defeat the gods and restore the world to a state that was free of any imposters. We bared our fangs because we hated the thought of being controlled, and we desperately tried to take back our freedom. But as time drew on, some changed sides and supported the efforts of the gods. There
For
were others
order.
who grew sick of the fighting and refused to lend their aid to either side. We now refer to the first group as the Harmony faction.
The Harmony.
Others are the Spectator faction, and because
Spectator.
we came to be known as the
Chaos.
faction.
Okay.
Plunge the world into chaos. Our
Oh.
strategy was to then wait for several more to build up our strength.
Oh, baby Tohru.
Was
It's
Tohru.
so adorable.
She was named after an author from this world.
Oh.
This man was here for it all. He used clairvoyance to read that book and write down the text. He then sold numerous copies of it across our world. It's called plagiarism, I think.
The copyright of an author's works disappears a while after their death, right? So there's no harm in selling it in another world.
What?
But she's completely out of control.
What makes you say that?
Well, for one, she stormed the gods' camp all by herself.
Wow, she fucking charged in and fought Zeus.
If she could crush the gods, then the fighting would end. That must have been what she thought.
Damn. This is intense.
Yes, it has always been.
One more thing. Take proper care of her until your lifespan runs out.
Take care of her until your lifespan runs out. Oh my god. Alright, that was a really nice talk about more about like the fantasy world, the chaos faction, and how it's not really a chaos faction. I gotta say though, the fucking when he was talking about Tohru and how she was young and like you see Tohru was like the baby dragon. So cute, but so sad at the same time.
What inspired you to move so far away from your own world? I'd appreciate it if you told me yourself. You know, whenever you feel like talking.
I mean, she ran away, didn't she? She was sick and tired of fighting.
It's a constant battle over things like land or authority. But they also create a bunch of interesting things. That was my first impression. Well, as a dragon.
Oh, Kanna.
I'm Tohru. Tohru?
Oh.
I want attention from you.
Oh.
I'm not interested in fighting.
Ooh.
Because you're a coward, Quetzalcoatl.
Looking in from the outside, it's so pointless. Tohru, love, you should quit the Chaos faction.
Damn, dude. Look at Lukoa. Such a long dragon.
You may be a dragon, but you live too selflessly.
Too
If anyone stands
selflessly.
in the way of what you want, kill them. Even if they're your parents.
Damn, Fafnir.
That's what dragons do.
Pretty extreme.
It's just nice to be able to see them in their dragon form.
I just didn't like it. The lack of freedom. I didn't want the Chaos faction and Harmony faction to fight each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's never my will.
So then you're like, let's fuck up the gods.
I'm going to wipe these guys out and break all the chains clinging to dragons. I'm going to be free. And then... Once I was alone, I found there was nothing I wanted to do. Being on my own, being free, was so terrifying.
Oh. And then you met Kobayashi.
That's how I remember it. I was afraid to be free until you showed up and took my hand. You made me feel like I wasn't alone.
Cool.
I see that. I've always wanted to be a maid.
Oh. We're just gonna end it like that? Alright. We gotta learn quite the amount of things and stuff. But alright, it is back to the center. Alright, so that was episode 11 of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Season 2. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I really like that episode. Like I said in the previous episode, the thing that I do enjoy about Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is that, I'm just gonna say Miss Kobayashi's at this point. The one thing that I like is the whole backstory that is behind it. The backstory, the war and all that jazz that is underneath all this comedy and happy and like wholesome shit that's on top. And I like that season 2 brings more of that to light, brings more of the flashbacks and the backstory and Tohru's journey on her own before she got to meet Kobayashi. So I really like that, and so this episode in itself was really nice. It was a lot of information, you know? It's just like, hey, you know, you want to know why Tohru came here in the first place? Well, here it is. Even though we sort of have an idea on why she came here in the first place, but now we just have that confirmation. And it was also really nice to learn more about the fantasy world, like the dragons itself, and how in the beginning they were all unified in fighting the gods, but then the fight just ended up taking longer than expected, and so they ended up splitting off. Like one of them ended up for being the Harmony faction, and they're for the gods, so they decided, you know what, instead of fighting against the gods, I'm gonna be for them instead. I'm gonna team God instead. And then there's the spectators who just don't want to fight anymore because I assume they're just like, this war's gone on for too long, and so the original dragons who wanted to fight in the first place, the reason why they started fighting was because they wanted freedom. They wanted to reset the world. That's what I was thinking. They wanted to reset the world by killing the gods and just, you know, no more world under the gods' rule or whatever. It's going to be totally free. It's like anarchy, I guess. So that's why the ones that remain and to fight the gods, they ended up being dubbed the Chaos faction. And wow, it's really nice. You know, we've heard about the whole Chaos faction, and we've heard it from Kobayashi. We also heard it a little bit from Elma too, if I remember. But with Kobayashi, Tohru, we heard about the Chaos faction from Tohru and how they live to create chaos, which I'm trying to figure out. I assume that is what the other factions have said, since her father, Tohru's father, the Emperor of Demise, said that was the name that was given to them, the Chaos faction. So I assume that's the narrative that had gone. So pretty nice, just being able to get a flip on that narrative of the Chaos dragons and all that. Also, it's been like a month, so I'm not really sure who that guy who's friends with the Emperor of Demise. I don't remember if we've seen him before, but consider Kobayashi's reaction to him and her actually calling him up. Actually, that reminds me, we have this whole thing about coding. It's the same as magic, which what? Fan-fucking-tastic, dude. I mean, when we really think about it, if you don't know coding and you look at code, it does look like magic. But that's a fun one. And also the fact that apparently he plagiarized a book and he sold it in another world. He's like, look, the copyright has already worn off, and like there's no harm in taking it and selling it in another world. Oh, what do they know? Fantastic, dude. Fantastic. It's a great episode. If I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the final episode.